Okay, hello girls, hello guys. Today we're going to see something really easy, and it is about maps. So first of all, I will ask you to go to my mheducation.com. So this is the page where you have your book, your online geography book, and you have to find lesson number 2 and read pages 1 to 6. It is really a small amount of information. It is really few pages, and the pages are really small, so do not worry. Just 5 to 6, and actually half of it we have already studied. It has a lot to do with all the problems that there are in representing the Earth, that is somehow a sphere, in some flat surfaces such as maps and everything. But the next part has a lot to do with what we are going to see today, and with the homework, or actually the activity that I will ask you to do. And this is our last geography activity before we get to mathematics and study a lot of the mathematical relations that we can have over here. So first, I need you to know how to use Google Maps in order to find the absolute location of any given place. Okay, so number 1, open a Google browser. Just enter Google, and number 2, you must look for the place that you want to find. If it is a place like Maddox Academy, or some restaurant, or I don't know, some place that is actually registered in Google, then you can just find the name. But if you are trying to find like your house or something, you need to enter here the address. So as an example, I am using here Academia Maddox, okay? But if you want to find your home, or the home of your friend, whatever, then you have to enter the actual address here. But if it is somewhere like the company where your father works, or where your mother works, then you can just use the name. After that, step number 3, click on the map. You're going to see a map very similar to this one. Just click in there. And step number 4, you're going to have a screen like this one over here. As I told you, I am using as an example Maddox Academy. So the step number 4 is just to click here in the address bar. You need to click in the address bar, and immediately you're going to be shown this information. And over here, after the @ sign, you're going to have the absolute location of that place. So in this case, Maddox Academy is at 19.5209 982 degrees latitude, and minus 99.23 92 831 degrees longitude. So what is this all about? Well, remember that absolute location will always start with the latitude. The first number will always be the latitude. So in this case, 19 degrees, 0.5209, etc. Right? And then you will have the information about the longitude. So always remember, your friend Lalo is giving you the location, the absolute location. So in this case, minus 99. So what is this talking about? Remember that latitude is the distance to the equator. So over here we have the 0 degrees latitude. So if we go to the 19 degrees latitude over here, we will find more or less Mexico City, right? And then longitude has to do with Greenwich. So Greenwich is in England, more or less around here, where you cannot see. But if we move to the minus 100 degrees, actually, because remember that everything to the left of Greenwich has a negative sign, then we're going to have, we're going to be more or less finding Mexico City. So if we cross these two lines, the one of 19 degrees and minus 99 degrees, what we're going to find is Maddox Academy. Of course, you need to use a lot of precision over here, mainly if you want to find really precise places, like you need to use a lot of these decimal numbers. If not, you may find, for example, in general, the location of Mexico City, but you're not going to find Maddox Academy. And this has to do a lot with the homework, or actually the activity that you have to do. And the activity that you have to do is just draw a map showing 5 places. You can choose whichever places you want, but try to make them places that are more or less close by. So for example, you may use Maddox Academy, Plaza Satélite, Mundo E, Hospital San Jose, places that are more or less close to each other, because you will have to represent things like the streets that are near these places. So you need to make a map. So these are the instructions. Draw a map showing 5 places. Include the absolute location of all those places next to them. So for example, over here, this is a store, and you need to include the latitude and the longitude, and you will be able to find this information as I just demonstrated up here, right? You need to find the place in Google and just click in the direction bar once you enter the map, and you will be able to see the location after the @sign. Then include all the elements of a map that you read in your book except for the scale, because when we'll be talking about scales, these will start to be the very interesting things about mathematics that we will see. So after this activity, this is the last activity you have before entering the very interesting kingdom of mathematics. So all that you're going to be reading in these pages 1 to 6, those are the elements that I need you to include in this map. Except for the scale. You don't have, and actually please don't include the scale, because that is going to be a topic on its own. Okay, we're going to have a whole group of classes, a whole series of classes about scales, so do not include the scale. But you do also have to, over here it doesn't say that, but you do also have to include the streets that you have, and include all the information that your book says about maps, but also the streets. Okay, do not forget the streets, and I want to see the name of those streets. Okay, please. So that's why you should choose places that are more or less close to each other, because if not, you're going to have to represent a lot of streets in order to find them. And if you try to choose your house and then the Buckingham Palace, then you won't be able to draw any streets that may unite your house to the Buckingham Palace. So please choose places that are near, more or less near. For example, if you want to have the Buckingham Palace, perhaps you would also try to include Big Ben, right? The big clock in London, and places that are also more or less near to the Buckingham Palace, so you can draw the streets that unite these places. Okay, so that would be it for this activity, and please do also make a big effort in this activity, because this counts a lot for your grade. And well, that would be it. So any questions, please write me. Bye.